Okay, so I've watched a lot of these videos where people are being arrested by the police. And after watching so many of these, I can tell you that it's very sad to see people in this state. They're often drunk, they're obnoxious, belligerent, um, they're acting a fool, and they get themselves arrested. And I think that when I read the comments, people are very harsh. They'll say, they deserved everything that they got. They had it coming, and in some sense, it's true. They did. They did act that way, and there's a reason why they got arrested. But I don't think it's that simple. That's what you see in the video, and the person's arrested, and that's it. It's done. But let's go deeper. Look at these people. These people are clearly dysfunctional. They're clearly on a bad path in life. They're the kind of people that you probably wouldn't want to spend a weekend with because they're very confrontational, aggressive. They might be what you would call Karen. They're always complaining. They always see themselves as the victim in any situation. They take no accountability, no matter how bad of a decision they make. Whatever poor choices they make, it's never their fault. These are difficult people to be around. I've been around these kind of people at work. They're difficult to be around. They're difficult to work with. But that's just at the surface level. Let's go deeper. What happened to these people? There's a reason why they are the way that they are. And here's the reality. Many of these people probably grew up in a dysfunctional home, meaning that they probably only had one parent around, and that parent was probably not very nice to them. They probably said things to them that really traumatized them, hurt their feelings. They were probably beaten, maybe molested, and generally unloved. And that stays with you. As you grow from a child to an adult, you're traumatized. You got serious problems. You're now a dysfunctional adult. And part of being a dysfunctional adult is that you don't know that you're a dysfunctional adult. And so when bad things happen to you, you keep blaming this person or that person, or you're constantly a victim of the circumstances. You never think it's your fault. You never think that the problems come from you. Um, and unfortunately, for a lot of these people, they continue down that path in life and they just get stuck where they are. And the only way that a light bulb goes off in that person's head is a miracle. A lot of times it takes a tragic event, like the death of a loved one, maybe a near death experience, maybe getting fired from your job because you showed up drunk. Maybe you get arrested because you're high while your kids are in the street. Something really messed up needs to happen for you to wake up and realize what's really going on. If you don't want that to happen to you, then what you really have to do is look at yourself in the mirror. Take a very deep look at yourself in the mirror and shatter whatever image you have of yourself. You have to let it go. And if you can do that, what you'll find is a brief moment of clarity, and you'll realize that light bulb will go off for a brief moment, and you'll realize, oh, it is me. I'm the cause of these problems in my life. It's not this person or that person. It's me. Most people don't want to do that because most people don't want to feel like it's their fault. They don't want that guilt. They don't want that shame. They don't want to feel like they're the turd in the punch bowl. Nobody wants to be the turd in the punch bowl. But when you realize that you are, that's when the healing can occur. That's where the changes occur. You have to have that light bulb go off. That moment of clarity needs to happen. Um, in some sense, you are a victim because it's not your fault that you got dealt a shitty hand in life from the jump. It's not your fault that your parents were mean. It's not your fault that you were beaten or unloved. It's tragic. It's unfortunate and it's sad. But here's the harsh truth. Nobody cares. Nobody's going to throw you a pity party. When you're standing before the judge and the judge asks you, why do you continue to make these bad decisions in your life? And you tell them, well, it's because I didn't have a father or a mother and I was beaten or I was molested and all these bad things happened to me. They're not going to care. You can't use the tragedy of your childhood, your upbringing, as an excuse. You just can't. Um, you have to realize what happened to you and make changes. And it will be the most difficult thing you've ever done in your life, but it's absolutely necessary that you try. And if you do, things will get better. It won't happen immediately. You'll continue to make mistakes. You'll continue to fuck up certain things, but you have to take a step back and look at it like the overall trajectory of where your life is going. Instead of it going down, it's going to begin to go up, not in a straight line. It will go one step forward, two steps back, one step forward, two steps back. But you're slowly going to get to a point where those bad things, those fuck ups, will happen less frequently and be less impactful. But in order to get there, to get on that path, it takes a change. And like I said before, if you don't want it to happen under tragic circumstances, then look at yourself in the mirror and be completely honest with yourself about who you are and the choices that you've made in your life. Be completely honest with yourself for just a second, and you'll find the truth.